Of the night, everybody big applause to the matron of honor, Maggie. Come on, everybody big applause. You get it? All right, say Maggie and Candy, right? All right, everybody big applause to both. Come on.
Whew, okay. Good evening, friends and family. We're so happy to finally be able to celebrate Cookie and Will after what seems to be the most awaited wedding ever. My name is Maggie, and I'm Cookie's older sister, and this is Candy, Cookie's younger sister. We grew up really close, which makes it especially hard that my dad can't be here to share this day of joy with us. However, we are so lucky to be here with our mom and to have her unconditional love and unwavering support through everything in life, including this big day. Okay, I will admit I hate public speaking with a passion, but to be able to stand up here to celebrate my sister and new brother-in-law, I am so thrilled and honored. Candy and I would like to share with you who Cookie is as a person. So as her older sister and someone who used to change her diapers, make her bottles, and even help with her homework, someone who's watched her grow from a baby to the beautiful young woman she is today, let me tell you about Cookie through my eyes. The first thing you need to know about Cookie is that she likes to get her way. When we were younger, she would always want to spend all our time together. Despite the big age gap, we were really close growing up. But as I got older, my attention turned to boys. Cookie did whatever it took to get me to stay home and spend more time with her and Candy. When I was in high school, I remembered her listening quietly on the other side of the phone as I talked to my boyfriend, and then telling my parents that some boy was calling me baby to get me in trouble. She would also call me if I was out late to make sure I was on my way home. I tried my best to balance boyfriend time and sister time, but it was difficult. When Will entered the picture and started whisking Cookie away, I was happy to see she finally got bit by the love bug. The next thing you should know about Cookie is that she is completely selfless and generous with her time. She'll bend over backwards a million times to make sure her loved ones are taken care of. She definitely gets that from our mom. If you're not familiar with the Enneagram, in a nutshell, it's a personality test that describes how you interpret the world and how you manage your emotions. We all took the Enneagram test a couple years ago and discovered Cookie is an Enneagram 2, also known as the helper. Enneagram 2s are self-sacrificing and always put others' needs ahead of their own. She is empathetic and generous, oftentimes to a fault, always doing the most for others but never asking for help for herself. I've watched Cookie prioritize everyone else's happiness over the last couple decades, but today we get to honor hers. The last thing you should know about Cookie is that she has a very sensitive heart. She has so much room in it for the ones she loves and cares about. I remember when I moved away to college, Cookie would cry every day for months. Her teacher had to pull her out of her class to help her go through her emotions. Her heart is so delicate, but I fully trust Will with it.
Anyone who knows Cookie would know that she values family over everything. My dad always instilled family values in us growing up and wanted to make sure Maggie, Cookie, and I knew to cherish the relationship and bond we had with each other. We were so close that we would try to squeeze into a full-size bed in our house just so that we could stay in the same room together. Growing up, Cookie and I were attached at the hip. As kids, I would follow her around everywhere, even sit outside the restroom until she was finished. I know, that's pretty gross. In high school, early mornings, riding to high school was our time to blast All American Rejects or Taylor Swift, and weekends were reserved to watch marathons of One Tree Hill. From sharing a room to sharing clothes, you would think that I would have grown tired of her by college. But nope, I followed her to UTSA as well. And the truth is that then, and I'm still not now, ready to let her go. She's my safe space, my person. Cookie, I've never needed a security blanket because you've always been mine. I go to you when I need to make life-changing decisions and when I need to vent about just the smallest of things. As my older sister, Cookie has always been very protective of me and still is to this day. She's always spoiled me, taken care of me, even when I felt like I didn't need it. And then Will came into the picture. I could immediately see that this was the man who loved Cookie the way that Cookie has always loved me, protecting her, spoiling her, and always taking care of her. During the summer of 2011, as you mentioned in your vow, she was always disappearing from the house. At first, I didn't pay any attention to it, but then she kept mentioning Will's name in casual conversation for the 10th time in 1 week. And then it dawned on me that this was the guy who kept stealing Cookie away from me. At first, I was jealous, and then a bit skeptical, and I didn't realize then that he would someday become one of my best friends and even part of the family. I've had the pleasure of being Cookie and Will's third wheel for the past 10 years. I've been around them long enough to pick up on their behaviors as a couple, such as how competitive they are. Sometimes I feel like I know them too well that I can finish their sentences or even diffuse a fight before it even occurs, such as when Cookie gets too hangry or when Will just can't read Cookie's mind like she expects him to. I've learned a lot about each of them, both as individuals and as a couple, but most importantly, I have learned about love. I have spent the last decade witnessing firsthand what it looks like when true soulmates find each other. So, since I've basically been part of this relationship, allow me to make a few vows today. Will, I promise to be there to support Cookie's next obsession, like when she wants to redecorate the house. Cookie, I promise to watch all of the Harry Potter movies with Will so you don't have to. And to both of you, I promise that my future husband will pay you back for all the meals that you have gotten me. Both of you are such wonderful people, so deserving of each other's love, and an inspiration to all of us. I'm so grateful to have witnessed y'all's relationship grow and become what it is today. Cookie is an incredible sister to Maggie and I, and now we're doubly blessed to have gained a brother too.
So if you knew my dad, you know that he was never shy about giving advice or telling his opinion on any matter. The dinner table was a place where he shared a lot of these opinions with us girls. One thing that he would harp on was to make sure that we found someone that would take care of us in every sense. I know my dad would be so happy to see Cookie with such a great guy like Will, and to know that she's being loved and pampered to the fullest. From having her fruit cut for her, to picking up Facebook Market purchases across town, Will definitely gives Cookie a run for her money for being generous and taking care of others. Cookie, I see so much of my younger self in you. From wanting everything to be perfectly right, to staying up late, hunting for deals page by page to make sure you don't miss a single potentially good purchase. I feel like there are so many things I wish my younger self would have known sooner, but I'll share just two of the most important ones with you today. So for you, try to let go of the little things. As life gets busier and there are more things on your plate, know that you only have a finite amount of yourself to give. When you find yourself upset, ask yourself if it's really worth the time and energy. At the end of the day, most things are not. And you'll find yourself lighter and with more space for the next thing to stress about. The second one is for both of you. I want to make sure you remember that you're both on the same team. When the going gets tough, it'll be easy to get mad at each other for things that we do or don't do. But ultimately, you need to know that you're both working towards the same thing. Remind yourselves of the love and support that you've built this relationship with, and it will be easy to not just move past the anger, but also to become stronger and closer every time. So though we officially celebrate Will joining our family today, it seems like he's always been a part of our family. We are so fortunate to be gaining such a kind, thoughtful, considerate, and fun brother. We love you both and we wish you the best. Here's to Cookie and Will.
Ladies and gentlemen, everybody be applause to the maid and the matron of honor. Well, it's time to continue with the best man. We can call Eric come here with us to make a speech. Everybody be applause to Eric. Here we go. Come on, everybody be applause.
Hello, my name is Eric, and some of you may know me as Bodie or Poor. And I've known Will for about 12 years now. And we first met at UTSA through an organization called EPIC. And matter of fact, that's actually where our Taiwanese trio has first met. And I grew up with a sister, so Will is like the brother that I never had. The brother that competes with everything, whether that it's a sport, League of Legends, games, or anything that's remotely competitive. I can bet that he's gonna be trying to do his Aaron Rodgers championship builds. And he also has some of the funny moments where he would hide behind the blankets while we were watching a scary movie, even though he was the one that suggested to watch the movie. And aside from what makes me laugh about Will, he also pushed me to better myself, or at least he tried. Whenever I took a break from school, he actually had encouraged me to at least to get my associate degree from a community college. He even went to the campus with me and registered and all that, but I still ended up not following through. And funny thing is, I actually almost didn't make the cut to be a best man, but I guess I'm just a little bit cooler. And if people have known us at that time, I don't think anyone would have guessed that we would have become such a close friend. Will was easily the whitest Asian I ever met in my entire life. If you guys know him, he's always wearing a cargo shorts, with Sperry's, a little spiky hairs, and all he was missing was just the blonde hair and the seashell necklaces. And and if you haven't picked up from my Fabi accents, which they magically appear when I'm nervous, I can confirm that I was definitely the Fabiest kids on the block. You know, I have long dyed hair, I watch anime, I listen to K-pops, I don't even play any sports. So it still blows my mind that the whitest Asian kid and the Fabiest Asian kid somehow becomes best friends. And 12 years plus now, and I'm here as his best man. And this just goes to show that opposites really do attract. And I still remember that night where Will asked us about Cookie. I was in my room probably watching anime, playing games, and Ching was probably watching a sport highlights in his room. I don't know where Will has been that night, but he came home and he was like, "Hey, can y'all come out to the living room?" And he has a serious face on. Or Oh, no, he asked us to come out to the living room because he wanted to ask us about opinion on something. Or I could probably say, of someone. And once we're all in the living room, and he had a smile on his face, and he was like, hey, what do you guys think about Cookie? And like Ching and I both agreed that, hey, Cookie is like a perfect match for you. She's smart, and she plays sport, and she's pretty, and she's competitive. Like, how much more can you ask for a girl? But that was also the beginning of my journey for a third wheel. And ever since then, I somehow becomes their personal photographer. At that time, Will was a team Android, and I was team iPhone. So naturally, he will ask me to take pictures for them. I will have a bunch of pictures of Cookie or them too for like birthdays, anniversaries, or just even like a trip around the town. And I think I could have been a photographer in a different life, but I guess they did upgrade to Derek. So thank you, Derek. So I'm so happy to be here, and I think we can all agree that it's been a long journey to get to this point. And I'm so glad to be able to celebrate with these two wonderful people that can finally tie the knot. And I can't wait to see what the future holds for both of you guys, and to watch the love for you have for one another to grow bigger and stronger. And I wonder who is gonna win that competition. So if everyone can raise their glass, then here's to Cookie and Will.
Ladies and gentlemen, everybody, big applause to Eric, the best man. And well, now to close that space from the speeches is the right moment to pass the microphone to the Mr. and Mrs. Lee. Come on!
You want to start? It's fine. You want to thank people?
Yeah. We both want to just say thank you so much for each and every single one of you. It's been a long, sorry. I can't do it.
You can do it.
It's been a long 2 years for this journey, and to finally be on this day with every one of you, it means a lot to us. I do wish my dad was here, but I know he's here in spirit, and it's been hard, but just having each one of you here means a lot to us. We want to say thank you for traveling afar from wherever, whether that's California, Seattle, Virginia. It just means more than you think. Just the past 2 years has been rough planning, and so thank you all very much.
I think that's good. Yeah. I just want to say thank you, and I think we'll just leave it at that, what Cookie had said, because I think that was absolutely beautiful.
And well, you guys, Mr. and Mrs. Lee, of course, to the part to all the crew and staff to Cancun Hyatt Ziva. Thank you very much for celebrating that special day for you right here with us. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, everybody, big applause to the Mr. and Mrs. Lee.